Inspirational quotes from Mahatma Gandhi, Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi. We win justice quickest by rendering justice to the other party. It is easy enough to be friendly to one's friends. But to befriend the one who regards himself as your enemy is the quintessence of true religion. The other is mere business. Violent men have not been known in history to die to a man. They die up to a point. Intolerance is itself a form of violence and an obstacle to the growth of a true democratic spirit. Is it not enough to know the evil to shun it? If not, we should be sincere enough to admit that we love evil too well to give it up. Where there is love, there is life. Where love is, there God is also. When restraint and courtesy are added to strength, the latter becomes irresistible. When I admire the wonders of a sunset or the beauty of the moon, my soul expands in the worship of the Creator. Whatever you do may seem insignificant to you, but it is most important that you do it. What is true of the individual will be tomorrow true of the whole nation if individuals will but refuse to lose heart and hope. What do I think of Western civilization? I think it would be a very good idea. What difference does it make to the dead, the orphans, and the homeless, whether the mad destruction is wrought under the name of totalitarianism or the holy name of liberty or democracy? We should meet abuse by forbearance. Human nature is so constituted that if we take absolutely no notice of anger or abuse, the person indulging in it will soon weary of it and stop. We may never be strong enough to be entirely nonviolent in thought, word and deed. But we must keep nonviolence as our goal and make strong progress towards it. We must become the change we want to see in the world. We do not need to proselytize either by our speech or by our writing. We can only do so really with our lives. Let our lives be open books for all to study. There is more to life than increasing its speed. Violent means will give violent freedom. That would be a menace to the world and to India herself. Unwearied ceaseless effort is the price that must be paid for turning faith into a rich infallible experience. Truth stands, even if there be no public support. It is self-sustained. Truth never damages a cause that is just. Truth is by nature self-evident. As soon as you remove the cobwebs of ignorance that surround it, it shines clear. To give pleasure to a single heart by a single act is better than 1,000 heads bowing in prayer. To deprive a man of his natural liberty and to deny to him the ordinary amenities of life is worse than starving the body. It is starvation of the soul, the dweller in the body. To believe in something, and not to live it, is dishonest. Though we may know him by 1,000 names, he is one and the same to us all. Those who say religion has nothing to do with politics do not know what religion is. Those who know how to think need no teachers. There is nothing that wastes the body like worry, and one who has any faith in God should be ashamed to worry about anything whatsoever. There is no principle worth the name if it is not wholly good. We may have our private opinions, but why should they be a bar to the meeting of hearts? It is any day better to stand erect with a broken and bandaged head than to crawl on one's belly, in order to be able to save one's head. Man falls from the pursuit of the ideal of plan living and high thinking the moment he wants to multiply his daily wants. Man's happiness really lies in contentment. In prayer it is better to have a heart without words than words without a heart. Increase of material comforts, it may be generally laid down, does not in any way whatsoever conduce to moral growth. Infinite striving to be the best is man's duty, it is its own reward. Everything else is in God's hands. Interdependence is and ought to be as much the ideal of man as self-sufficiency. Man is a social being. Justice that love gives as a surrender, justice that law gives as a punishment. It has always been a mystery to me how men can feel themselves honored by the humiliation of their fellow beings. If patience is worth anything, it must endure to the end of time. And a living faith will last in the midst of the blackest storm. It is better to be violent, if there is violence in our hearts, than to put on the cloak of nonviolence to cover impotence. All compromise is based on give and take, but there can be no give and take on fundamentals. Any compromise on mere fundamentals is a surrender. For it is all give and no take. It is health that is real wealth and not pieces of gold and silver. It is the quality of our work which will please God and not the quantity. It is unwise to be too sure of one's own wisdom. It is healthy to be reminded that the strongest might weaken and the wisest might err. I do all the evil I can before I learn to shun it? Is it not enough to know the evil to shun it? If not, we should be sincere enough to admit that we love evil too well to give it up. Intolerance betrays want of faith in one's cause. I reject any religious doctrine that does not appeal to reason and is in conflict with morality. I do not want to foresee the future. I am concerned with taking care of the present. God has given me no control over the moment following. Thank you for watching the video. Please put your valuable thought and suggestion in the comments below.